Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
We are back here with Kristen Wray talking in regards to how she can help so many people with Reiki. And she's back with us here now, again, live from Chicago, Illinois. Kristen Wray, thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing today, Kristen?
Hi, I'm really great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. So you're a Reiki master, correct?
I am. Yeah, I've been studying Reiki since maybe 2014. And I've been a Reiki master since 2018. And I really love connecting with people and helping them live their life better, being more connected to themselves and the world around them.
Perfect. So we do this in person. You do distance Reiki. And just for starters, just in case, new people here, what is Reiki? How can you help us? And then we'll get into our area of focus for the day. And again, I'm willing and able, if you'd like, to do a little
Cool.
session practice on me. I'm game for anything. Thank you.
Sure. And part of it is that it's a really quiet practice. So it's sort of like, it can be like watching paint dry. So we'll try not to make it too boring. Basically, Reiki is a practice of getting in touch with our own inner bright light, the part of us, our energy that makes our life go. And the idea is that the more life we have, things get in the way and we forget our light. And Reiki is a way to come back to it. Visiting a Reiki practitioner is sharing the energy and the vibration that we both have. We do Reiki together. In my view of Reiki, we do it together. A lot of times we have a focus. People will come to me and say, well, I'm having trouble sleeping. I feel anxious. I'm really angry. If we can help diffuse energies and move energies out of the body, so that we can be more centered and grounded.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to have you here and for doing what you do. Did you want to discuss and, kind of get into it? And, how does it work? Could you show us? Could you tell us?
Well, first, I'll let you know what a regular distance Reiki session would look like. We would arrange a time to meet, and Zoom is usually a way that I communicate with people, but I can do Skype also. We would meet and discuss what we call an intention, but the aim of the session would be. Sometimes it can be just relaxation. Sometimes there's just something specific that you would want to be addressed, and then I would send Reiki, or we would share Reiki. We would connect energetically, and it would be like a meditation. I usually move my hands when I do a session, so yeah. But I seem to move my hands when I talk too.
So do I.
Yeah, and then after the agreed amount of time, there's a time to sort of debrief. I would let you know what reflections I would have, and you could tell me what your experiences were, and then that would be it.
Great. And by the way, tell us how we can get in touch with you. If somebody here off the top is listening and then they want to know, how would we get in touch with you? What's the best form?
Oh, of course, I hid my phone number. Hold on. My email address right now is kaw.reiki, REIKI, @yahoo.com. And I am getting a website soon.
Great.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. And my phone number is, let's see, 872-221-0576. 872-221-0576. And you can text me or you can leave me a voicemail and I will get back to you.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much. And so let's begin. So, did you want to start doing the Reiki, or do you still want to talk?
Sure.
I don't
No,
want to.
we can go ahead and start. And I have to set a timer because I have that relationship with time where it just doesn't flow like everybody else's time. So, um, so just, feel your feet on the ground and feel your seat, be centered, and balance on your hips. And the idea is maybe to be in a position where you would be open to receiving energy.
Okay.
Okay. So just sit and we'll connect. All right. Take a breath. Come back to your body.
I didn't know if I could open my eyes, look around. That's what made me a little anxious, but okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Basically, it's whatever you want to do. I- for me, a treatment is the client based. So um, sometimes clients, lay down. Sometimes they sit up.
Okay. Yeah, I probably would prefer to be laying down, relaxing, but okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
tell me what was happening. What are you feeling? What are you sensing?
Would-
What are you
I felt a lot of tension, especially in your head. So probably thinking a lot. And then I felt your shoulders starting to release. And since it was a really short session, um, I thought grounding would be a good
okay?
way to go. So just having the energy come down into the body. A lot of times, um, we're in our head all the time.
Yeah.
We're always thinking, we're always doing, and we don't feel our body. Um, and so coming down into it, and feeling our hips on the chair and our feet on the ground. And I felt a relaxation and release.
And is there anything that you sensed from me that, because again, you don't ask, right? If something's bothering, did you feel any besides the tightness here? Is there anything I should be aware of?
Um, it just felt like there was a lot going on, a lot of juggling things in your life. So, yeah, yeah.
Two little boys working full time. Just him from we went on vacation for 10 days. We just got back 2 days ago. Yeah. So there's a lot of,
Yeah,
oh, I have
yeah,
to unpack. I have to do this. Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah.
yeah. There's a lot of thoughts going on. And yeah, the thing about it also continues to unfold after the sessions. So
Okay.
things sort of start sinking in a little bit more. Um, yeah, it's hard to tell on such a short period of
Okay.
time. But yeah, I felt the shoulders releasing and then the hips and the tightness in your back releasing a
Okay.
little bit. Yeah, just regular tension things. Yeah. Um, so yeah, a lot of times I do ask for people, because it helps center somebody in what they're doing, for them to say what it is their aim for the session is really helpful. Not for me so much, but for them, so that they have um, have it in their mind what they think should be go or what they think they want to change. Sometimes the it doesn't work out the way they expect. Like um, they'll want like a certain pain in their body to go away right away.
Yeah.
And it took a long time for it to get there. A lot of times, unless it's a car accident or something like that, the way that we live will make us accumulate tension in certain parts of our body over a period of time. And so expecting it to just disappear all at once is a lot to ask.
Unrealistic. Okay.
Yeah. But I've heard suggestions that, it can take up to 4 times for it to feel real extended. Results, people usually feel a result within the first time right away with the first session. But because we have habitual ways of being, we kind of undo it. Um, and plus, there's also getting used to receiving Reiki, and knowing what it is and how it feels and how you receive it yourself. It can all those things can be different, and can take time. So if the first time you receive, you're a little bit resistant, but then you figure out I'm okay, can trust me. Then the second time you might receive a little bit more because you wouldn't have that barrier. It's really normal for people to distrust. I mean, that's just how we survive in the world.
Yeah. It's a mechanism, defense mechanism, right? Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah, and new things are always um, hard to, yeah. So, yeah, so I recommend at least 2 sessions, so a person could really start to feel uh, the full effects and be open to it and say, oh yeah, that's how it felt last time, and that was a good feeling. Um, and yeah.
Anything I should be doing or thinking, or now what's next? I mean, that was so quick,
Yes,
but still,
yeah.
what type of energy to me? Are you trying to heal, trying to help? Were you trying to discover me? I'm a little personally confused, and I know it was so
Uh-huh.
quick, but how am I supposed to be? And it's perfect for our listeners because the same thing
Yeah.
with them. How is it supposed to feel? Is there anything I should be doing to help you to release my energy now or to fix anything that's wrong?
Drink water. When you move energy, it's dehydrating. Um, I mean, you can take some time and reflect and journal about how you're feeling, and just get in touch with that. Um, it's not about helping me do anything. It's about helping yourself do it. Um, the idea is um, to help enhance your own subtle healing energies. Yeah. I could sit and do Reiki, and meditate, and it would be healing for me. But for you, you need to do the same things. I mean, it have do what's easy for you, because if it's hard, you're not going to do it. So if
Yeah.
sitting for 5 minutes, just being quiet and breathing, is helpful and easy for you to do, then yeah, that's a good thing to do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you.
Mhm. Yes.
Now, if you're just tuning in, Kristen Wray, again, just pointing out we're doing Reiki, and she does this virtually. You can move energy in person, virtually, and to help with things like chronic pain. And would you
Mhm.
mind telling some of the other ailments that people usually come to you for and relief?
Um, Sleep problems, anxiety, um, yeah, chronic pain. It it doesn't. The thing is that if you have an emotional pain and that's compounding with physical pain, it's probably going to help with the emotional pain more easily. Um, but having a sense of well-being and centering, um, and just the everyday sort of, I do it. I tie myself up in knots. I get all excited about what's going on and upset about, the
Uh-huh.
disappointment, and then I go to my Reiki friends, and we do Reiki together, and they say, Kristen, what are you doing to yourself?
So you could actually do this to yourself too. You could learn.
Absolutely. And the first level of Reiki is explicitly doing Reiki on yourself.
Okay.
So that you learn the energy and what it feels like. The second level is, um, we have certain symbols, I mean, um, different lineages talk about the symbols differently. We talk about them as like guideposts or reminders of the different energy centers. Um, there's nothing magical about them in my lineage. And then there's the master level, which is the where we learn to do attunements. When you're learning Reiki, we get attunements, which is just the teacher um, teaching you how how to be in relationship to the energy in a way that helps cultivate it. There's a lot. English isn't really good language for describing Reiki.
But what language is?
But because it's so subtle, and the difference between our experience as human beings, and so it feels like I'm doing something to you, but we're doing it together because it's something out of the ordinary, and yet very, you know, we do meditation, we move energy all the time. You know, when your kids are hurt, you do hands-on healing. You hold your kids and let them know they'll be okay.
Good.
Yeah. So, but the attunements help remind you of what the energy is. Um,
And this also works with animals too, right? Like
yeah, it
cat.
does. Yeah, like my cat. She
Where is
was
she
here
today? I didn't
before.
see
I
her.
know, I know. It's before you came. But yeah, she's in a mood today. Yeah, it works great on animals. You know, they have anxiety, and they don't feel safe a lot of times the same way that people do. I mean, they don't have the same, they're not completely the same as people, but they do. And they're our companions, so they look to us for comfort. Um, yeah.
And when, someone out there is listening who wants to get a session done,
Mhm.
what else did you want to share about the experience and about why they should reach out to you in particular? I mean, I know you've been doing this for quite some time. We all have our own expertise in certain areas. Is there something
Mhm.
in particular that you specialize in, or?
Um, I do really well with anxiety. Um, I can feel, yeah, I feel that I can help with that a lot and help move that energy. I've had clients that say to me, um, I didn't think that I could have my brain so quiet. Yeah, because
Aw.
there's a lot of self-talk with that. Um, and yeah, emotional well-being. I, yeah.
Aw. And how many sessions does somebody need to really seek, then feel the benefits?
I think that the first, you know, they'll start feeling things with the first session, but for it to really, um, I think 3 or 4 sessions would be sufficient to really get a good handle on the situation.
And again, going into it blind, you don't want to know anything about the person. You prefer to just feel it, to sense it. Like, how do you know what I need? I know you felt the tension here. That's true.
Right?
You felt a lot of juggling. And then once the energy comes, so, look, there she is.
There she
So
is.
then, even though it was such a short little session, will I start to
Mhm.
feel things? What should I be aware of the next few hours, or?
You some more relaxation. I don't. People start feeling a little bit more resilience where the tension starts coming back, and they say, "Oh yeah, I remember how that felt. Let's go back to the not so tense."
Okay.
Mm. Yeah, drink water. Um, I do. I don't have to know what's going on with somebody, but I think it's helpful for them to let me know, because saying things out loud makes it real.
Well, I'll tell you for next time because we don't have time to do more Reiki, but I have serious stomach issues. So if you
Okay.
could try to maybe help me on that next time, I'd appreciate it. I don't know how,
Nice.
what, but a serious bloating, IBS my whole life, and medical,
Yeah,
the world has not helped. So maybe Reiki is something that could help the pain of this. It's every day, it's constant.
I hear that. Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, good. And in closing today, we still have 2 minutes left. What would you like to share with our listeners?
Just to, take the time and be with your be in your body, and not so thinking all the time. Take time, a deep breath, and you can be in nature or just, away from technology in your room and
Yep.
be.
Okay.
We spend so much time doing.
Perfect. And that's great advice for a Friday.
Yeah.
Kristen Wray, how can our listeners reach out to you, sweetheart, before we go?
Right. My email address is kaw.reiki@yahoo.com. And my phone number is 872-221-0576. That's 872-221-0576. And you can leave a message or text me.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time today. Looking forward to doing maybe more of a session next time too. Thank you again, Kristen Wray. We appreciate it. And to all of our listeners, please stay tuned. More of the show is on the way.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.